Gil, you mentioned Salesforce. I really recently caught up with Salesforce co-founder and CEO Marc Benioff. Of course, asked him about pricing for these agents and agents more broadly. I want you to take a listen, and then we can react on the other side.
So I think that idea that agents can make our lives better, help lower the cost of a health organization, a bank, a consumer product goods company, a government, that this is really what's at hand.
So Gil, Marc, as you can imagine, very upbeat about the prospects for agents, or in his case, Agent Force, charging what, $2 per conversation. As you look towards next year, how will these agents impact the Salesforce, and then how do you think it will impact the stock?
So we think that Mr. Benioff is doing a great job marketing this new product, but in the process, he's getting investors maybe a little too excited. We don't think that this is going to be enough of a success to drive revenue for a company that may approach $40 billion of revenue next year. So we're not sure this is going to be enough to accelerate revenue for Salesforce, which investors are now very excited about. And one of the reasons is that the pricing model has to get figured out. We're going to go from a straight subscription model, which is how most of these companies sell their software, to more of a consumption model, sometimes even an output model. And what Salesforce is suggesting now is a per transaction model. That actually scares customers because they don't want success to become a problem. If their users use this tool too much, then they're going to have an unpredictable bill. So the pricing model is still work in progress, and Salesforce is leading the way by proposing $2 a transaction, but that'll probably only drive very moderate revenue next year as customers get comfortable spending that way.
Gil, I wonder if you've done the assessment either for Salesforce or for the industry more broadly, the percentage of their existing client base that would need to buy into these new solutions in order for it to ultimately pass through to some of the financial performance and make the valuations make more sense.
Yeah, so I think the easy way to think about it is these customers are deploying AI tools across as many customers as they'll use them. So they're going to start talking about 10, 20, 30, 40% of their customers using AI. That's different than those customers paying for AI. So the only way we're going to really know next year if there's broad adoption of AI is if these companies show accelerating revenue. Salesforce now is at 7-8% growth. Unless they get to 10, 11% growth next year, that'll tell us that AI adoption is still in very early stages, meaning there's usage, but not necessarily payment for those tools.
Gil, as you look to next year, what is the best AI agent play in your view?
Actually, it's one level down in the infrastructure. So we don't know which tools will be successful or get broadly adopted or take off. But what we do know is that all these tools require a data layer. Snowflake is going to provide that. They require observability. Datadog, Dynatrace will provide that. They require more code developer operation support. A company like JFrog will develop that. That's going to happen regardless of which tools are successful. The tools, as they start being successful, will have an impact 2-3 years down the road on companies like Salesforce or Adobe or Box. But in the meantime, it's the companies providing the infrastructure software that you're going to need one way or another to accomplish these AI goals.